Yep, live on Facebook.
It is live on Facebook.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Greetings, everyone. And welcome.
All right. Gonna share these now in some other groups. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm gonna go live on Instagram. All right, we're live on a bunch of places now. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
You are so awesome because I'm still I'm still going here.
Hello, Instagram.
Hello, Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
Give us just a second here. All right. Let's see. I'm so new to this and it's all very different for me. So I'm like, I think it just said share to another group that I belong to. I should have clicked it all at the same time. Wait a minute. Where am I going here? No, stay here. Okay. Let's see. Oh wow, look at all that stuff you got going on. I'm just not that fast. Let's see if it'll let me do a second one.
Yeah, that's what I like about Facebook. You can share as many places as you want. It's very easy to share. Hello, you guys joining in on Instagram, live on all platforms. So if you want to see my interviewer, Demi, over my Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, maybe some other places, Twitch, lots of places. We're live. This will be fun.
Yes, indeed. I am excited. So, greetings. I'm still busy trying to add all of them.
You have more groups than me. You have lots of groups.
I do. I'm an abundant force of communications when I am in the stream. But I am so excited to be actually doing what you do. This is not like something that I do on a regular basis. So I'm just really excited to share your concept and share your tour de force, with the world. So I'm super stoked about it.
I love being in the interviewee seat. I can just flow everything that is meant to flow out of me. Don't have to think about any of the questions. It's fun. This will be fun.
So I'm going to take a beat really quick and share one more. We got 4 going. So one more, and then I will go from there to see what it is.
Hello, Instagram world. Sending positive vibes to you all. Happy Saturday. And hello, Facebook and YouTube world as well.
Yes. Welcome. I'm glad you tagged me because I really am so lost. Here we go. I found it. All right. So, yes, and again, I'm just really excited. Something that I don't do is present other people. So it's just really, really cool to be able to do that. Normally, it's in a very intimate setting, of community and gathering. So I want to introduce yourself, Mr. Noel Strand. He is an amazing collaborator and a tour de force in vibration, frequency, resonance, and being present in the moment. And it's a beautiful thing to witness such power and amazement and enjoyment and connectivity to life and the enjoyment of the fun and the adventure and the mystery of the ever evolving moment to moment connectivity is something that we all talk about and aspire to, but when you witness it in another human, it is just an amazing thing to watch how without really coagulating a lot of information and knowledge about how it all should work, whatever his processing is has gotten him to the place where either he's there or is it. Did I just lose you?
I still have you. You froze for a second, but you're frozen right now, but you're probably still. You there? Stay tuned. We'll get Demi back here in a second. Stay tuned. Demi is frozen. She'll be back in a second. I'm certain of it. Technical difficulties. All right, she's tuning back in. I could tell. 1 second. The fun of live video, live streams. You don't get to see all of this when they're edited and released by the creators out there. Get to see all of it when we're live. I'm excited to talk to you guys. I love being in the interviewer seat, and what we're getting ready to talk about today is an ongoing question that I've had for the universe for many, many years, as far as how can I help the light bulb come even more on for all of us in humanity, where we all know that we can be, do, and have anything. We know who and what we truly are, and we can live our lives doing whatever's most fun, whatever's most fulfilling, without ever having to ask, do I have the time, or do I have the money, or all these questions that we ask. And this has been my ongoing ask to the universe of how can I create this for humanity? How can I create this for humanity? And what I love knowing about creation and what I love knowing about life is whatever it is that we desire for ourselves, all of us individually can be, do, and have anything. And at the same time, collectively, there's more than enough. There's an abundance of all things that any of us desire for all of us. So, my question is always, how can I have what I desire for myself, for humanity, for anybody that's inspired to also participate in that vision, and to be able to help them in the vision that they have. And so this has been my ask, and the answers have come now over the years and have turned into some beautiful creations that I'm going to share with you today. And if I have to, I'll interview myself here, but I know Miss Demi will be back here shortly. Very curious to hear what she's inspired to share and to ask me. So for those of you guys that are on here live with us, stay tuned. And we will get going here in just a second. If you are pressed for time, here we go. I knew you'd be back. I can't hear you yet. Oh, come back on, Demi, on the audio. I have to unmute you. I have the settings on where I have to unmute you now. But your microphone is not showing. There we go. Okay. Wait, no. Yeah. Okay, I got you now. All right, you're good.
Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Just a technical glitch in the technology world we are in. Too much happening all at once.
They got lots of conversation for me while you were gone.
Saw you going. I'm still gonna figure out here why it won't share to this page. So I'm gonna see here.
Make sure you're sharing, because the one that I tagged you in, and I was trying to look at this, the one that I tagged you in is just a preview video from earlier. So the live one, I could go tag you in it right now. Matter of fact, I will do that just to make it easier for you to find it. Yeah, I'm going to tag you in the live one right now, so you'll get the alert.
Okie dokie.
There it is. You are tagged now in the live.
Okay. All right, everyone. So, for some reason, it's saying that my page has a privacy setting. Let's see really quick.
You can, on that one, you could share it. If it doesn't let you do it while you're on the page, you can do it afterwards. They'll let us share it. You can share it anywhere once because it's going to stay on the page.
Successfully done.
Awesome.
I just needed to be tagged in it. All right. So,
good to know.
I'm welcoming myself back, everyone. So I was saying how amazing this human being is, and I'm just grateful and honored, to be connecting with, communicating with, those, the soul family that is looking at humanity in, the greatness of all the potential that we have here as human beings, our own innovative thoughts, dreams, goals, desires, purposes, and all that we want to fulfill is just as who we are. So I'm just excited. I'm going to now we're just vibing in the moment. There's not like an official type styled interview. I just want to, I was saying earlier that this amazing individual, has this present moment awareness, that is a joy to be around, and so clear in the connection that it just, resonates, in such a powerful way that I bet every single person that you come in contact with, and not just myself, I'm just a little bit more aware because of what I do and what I know, and that I also live at the state. So, but I'm sure that as you're coming in contact with people, you're shifting light bulbs on, and they're walking away, their minds are blown. They feel like just touch the present moment, and they're not even really aware of what just happened. It's like some unicorns, some fairy dust. They just feel magical when they walk away, and enlivened. Tell us a little bit about how I came to be so aware of being able to literally in the moment, because this is something that I coach people, how to stay in it because we're human, we feel, we live, we breathe, and how to shift right back to it so quickly and effortlessly. How is that process for you, and how did you come about that process? Please share.
I appreciate you, Demi, and as many of us know that anytime we're saying great things about someone else. We're just reflecting what's going on inside of us. So I appreciate that. I'm feeling the reflection back from you. Definitely with what you see in me is reflecting from you. And, we're all human, like you said. So like I'm no special breed where only I'm capable of doing anything. However, it's very, very important to me. What Demi just described is actually the most important thing to me, knowing that tomorrow's not promised to any of us. And, really what at one time in life was my greatest weakness, not appreciating the present moment, thinking about the future, how I can be happy when I have the success, or how I could be happy when I have the health that I want, or the relationship, or all the things that sometimes we do as human beings. And, realizing that that was a recipe for feeling really down and depressed a lot of times, and a recipe for just a roller coaster ride, not knowing, not appreciating the moment that we're in, knowing that that's all that is promised to any of us and all we really ever have. When we get to tomorrow, it'll still be right now in the present moment. And so it just became the most important thing to me. And, with anything in life that, we get good at, it's a practice. And, so I just made it a practice to care most out of everything in life, that I can feel as good as I can possibly feel in this moment, here and now. Not demanding of myself that I feel blissful, because that's not, realistic, that we're just going to all walk around like blissed out all day, every day. But knowing that I can at least be at peace, not worried about something in the future, or not dreading something that may have happened in the past. And that is a lot of times what causes us to neglect this present moment, and make ourselves feel pretty crappy when we do so. So that's pretty simple. And what happens when we do that, and just encouragement for everyone, because we can all make the choice. We can all decide that it matters that we, are happy, that it matters that we're in a good mood. When I go out in the world, that's definitely something that I want to be around other people and then be like, wow, it was nice having you around, Noel. Not, oh, I hope he doesn't come around again anytime soon. And, that's, we're either a dark cloud when we enter the world, or it can be, a light cloud. And I just enjoy being around other light clouds, like a lot of you guys out there that are probably tuned in this live. And, it's always in the moment. So, none of us are ever one way. Like I wouldn't label myself a happy person or an enlightened person or anything like this. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes I'm enlightened, but it matters to me. And that's my intention. And that's my desire to live life as long as I'm here that way, because I know what happens. And we'll talk about some of that in this interview. I know what can pop into our mind as far as good ideas, awesome synchronicities, people that we meet, things that we can create when we're choosing to live this way. So I appreciate you reflecting that back to me, Demi, because that is definitely what I see in you as well. And you're an amazing light for this world also. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. It's one of the biggest things that I coach and talk about is, the manifestation process is huge, because we all want more out of life. And whether you want to change the world with an innovative idea, or you want to have contentment and, all of the supplies of peace, love, joy, and happiness fluid in your life, how to get there and how to, as you just stated, just to recap, like, staying connected brings the awarenesses, the answers, the guidance, the all the things that we can answer within. All of those things come within, and when you are, I don't like the word tapped in. I like to prefer the word resonance. You're there and you're staying at that space. You are magnifying to you solutions and answers and guidance, and you're in sync more, not just with life in the universe. You are now in as yourself in a line flow, and it's just awesome. And so first off, you've made a decision that this is the most important thing. And so when you make a decision like that, somewhere the experience in life was you got to where you could see one version of how you weren't, and one version which was so powerful, life transformative, like you just don't ever want to go back. And you also said, hey, I'm human. We're all human. This, we're going to have a variable wave of ebb and flow in life, but every moment I can be consciously aware of, I'm going to choose to be this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it really is what's interesting about life. Like when I wake up in the morning, on purpose every day, I just want to be able to touch the divine. I want to be able to feel connected, with whatever you might call this out there, whether you call it God, the universe, love, all that is, source, spirit, the force, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call this energy. I want to be able to feel it. I want to be it because that's who we all truly are in the moment when I start the day as early in the day as possible. And so how I do that, I get up, I drink some water, I use the bathroom, and I meditate for as long as I need to be able to feel that. And I'm not demanding of myself to be like blissed out. Sometimes it can happen where momentum, because all that bliss is, it's just an energy that has a lot of momentum where you've gone from peace, content, happy, joyful, loving, and now bliss, nirvana, ecstasy, euphoria. These are just words that we use to describe powerful energies. But momentum is what takes things up there. When you find yourself doing something in life where you're like, I'm having the time of my life right now. That's just started off you just being excited to go experience something in life. And then the momentum of you being present there, enjoying those moments, takes you up to those higher frequencies. And, all of us have the capability of getting there. So for me, just deciding that I want to feel that as early on in the day as possible, I can just notice if I start to slip. And it's never what's going on in the world. It's how we're responding or our story about what's going on in the world that is what's causing our energy to move. And so if we see something, say you slip up and you turn on the news or something, you're like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. The longer that we focus our energy on that terrible, we're thinking about that's terrible, that's terrible, that's terrible. Well, all those moments, our energy is feeling worse and worse and worse and worse. And there's no limit to it. There's no limit to how amazing we can feel, and there's no limit to how powerless and depressed and terrible we can feel. So for me, it's just about being awareness, not making it right or wrong. It's all part of the human experience. But it's a choice to want to feel a certain way so that I can be connected and I can hear the things, the good ideas. I can meet the cool people. I can have the things going on in my life that are a match to the things that I would like to see created while I'm here. And that for me is life in simplest forms. Like when we're connected, we're on the path. Like we can hear the path, we can see the path, we can feel the path. And we're disconnecting ourselves because we're focused on something that is causing us to be fearful, doubting, worrying, anxious, angry, upset, whatever it is. We just can't hear it or see it or feel it in those moments, and it's okay. We'll be able to return. The faster we can be aware of it and we can choose, we can return back to that connection, and then we can continue on our path. So that's how I look at life, really, in simplest forms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's amazing the synchronicities, what I call, the rainbow sprinkles, unicorn, sprinkles, fairy dust, all that magical, miracle making manifestation power. But you said something that was just so very true. When we divert our energy to the stories that are happening around us, and then we move out of that space and we focus the attention, that does bring. And then also we've got to live a story to heal some of the things that we put out there. But when we get focused in the minutia of it, is what I like to say, when we get sucked into the vacuum of it zaps that place where the magic is happening. And that the magic is that illumination of places where we can hear ourselves. How can I best resolve this? How can I bring healing to this situation? I no longer like the way this makes me feel, or no longer do I want it also in my life. And so when you're there, you're hearing the steps, the guidance, and the best choices that you can make to resolve it. Because no one wants to feel. You mentioned you talked about the different areas in your life that this is touched, and we don't want to stay in that place. But for you, what's so interesting is, first of all, I want to let everybody know I don't know Noel. I've gotten to know him, and the instant we spoke the very first time, it was an instant connection of it was like a rubber band stretch of information that just came together, just wonderfully beautiful, and the energy was vibed, and so we've just gotten to know each other. But it's almost like we've known each other forever, at the same time. So this wasn't like I guess I said that to say this wasn't pre-planned, staged, or something that we said, hey, when we get here in this place in our lives, we're going to do this. So this wasn't. This was like an in the moment. Hey, you're doing all these wonderful interviews. I think to date, just on your podcast alone, you've had 100 plus interviews of people that you've just drawn into your vision, and they have been seeking it, asking the same thing. So the answer just came into, sure, I would love to do this podcast with you, which is how we also met. So you've got all these collaborations where you're bringing information and other practitioners, healers, people who are super powerful at what they do. They're superheroes in their dharma, their purpose, their life passions, and you're bringing them to the forefront. Otherwise, none of them, or even myself, would have been heard by so many people. So that has to be something that was birthed in you. And then you even take that to the next level in another complete elevation, where you're bringing these same people, if inspired, to collaborate you on an even higher, deeper, more intrinsic level of not just sharing their gifts, talents, abilities, passions, purposes, their insights and teachings as the gurus that they are. But you're also bringing a level of abundance, not just to them, but the people that are going to not just grow, transform, have personal development things happen in their lives, but they're also going to be blessed, if you will, with an abundant level of their own in their lives. And so I want to talk about, tell us a little bit about how the Enlightened Conversations podcast, where did that come from? Like, where was the excitement? What did you envision for that?
Absolutely. And I love what Demi mentioned right there at the beginning, as far as how when her and I met, it was like we had known each other for years. What I want to illustrate and highlight for anybody out there listening is when we are connected, again, whatever you like to call it, with God, with love, with all it is, with source energy, spirit, whatever it is that you like to call it, when we're connected and we can come into another place with another human being and they're connected, like we can interact. When we say terms like we're all connected or we're all one, like that's what this means, is when we are being who and what we all truly are. It's when we come, in face to face or online or whatever it is with another human being that also is living that full expression of who and what they truly are, like Demi is, then we can play together and enjoy life together and collaborate and create together unlike anything else. Like, it's just awesome because, we didn't know that we were going to meet, when we did, how we did. But when we did, we knew it was for a reason. And that's the cool thing. Like when we say things like everything happens for a reason, like it always is. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes to have, the post that Demi posted the day that she posted it, for me to see that, for me to reach out, for her to be inspired by what I share with her and the invitation that I invited her to join me on the podcast. Like all these things were happening, and all that we can see as human beings is the moment that we're in, the step that we're right here, and of course the vision for what we'd like to see, and then just being able to trust and continue on step by step on that journey. And that is illustrated with Demi and I, and I think it's now 111 or 12 people that I've talked to, different people from all over the world on the podcast. I've only released 103, so they're coming. You guys out there, you're like, wait a minute, I haven't seen 111. They're coming. But the answer to your question as far as how that came about and really how anything that I've created in the last several years has come about is I love knowing, and this is for everybody out there, how any of us can ask any question to the universe. Doesn't matter what it is. Ask an empowering question because we'll be able to get empowering answers. So how can I create something that, or how can I create the health that, or whatever it is, something that's empowering, something that you want to see. And when we ask those powerful questions and we allow ourselves to be connected in the moment as much as we can, again, we're humans, so we're not demanding this of ourselves like all day, every day. We can live the majority of our days connected if we choose. But my point is, when we are connected, that's when we're a match to receive the answers for any of these life's questions that we ask. So for me, it was a question of how can I connect with more awesome, powerful human beings around the world that are already spreading the message, and together we can help more people have the light bulb come on, and more people know that all of us can be, do, and have anything, and who all of us truly are. How can I have more of these conversations? Because I appreciate them so much when I meet people out in the world, like, because it happens. Like, and I always say, I'm never surprised by it because I'm expecting to meet awesome people throughout my life experience. I treat life as a movie. I'm the star, you're the star of your own movie. So I'm expecting cool things to happen ongoing. But at the same time, I'm so appreciative and grateful for the universe for lining up those activities. And I started noticing, and it started with my ex-girlfriend, who's a beautiful human being out in Hawaii, and we would be having conversations, and we'd be like, she's super powerful. She was episode 1 on the Enlightened Conversation podcast, and we'd be having conversations like, we have to record this. Like, this is things that, because what you guys will notice as momentum kicks in, and it's happening right now, like I'm doing it literally right now, as momentum kicks in and you're wanting to empower and you're wanting to make an impact and you're just enjoying letting this energy flow through us, we don't have to think about, what am I saying? Am I saying it right? We don't have to think about any of that because we're just connected to all that is. We're connected to a frequency and it's just flowing through us. And it's just awesome. Some of the things that can be great reminders and teachers to us at the same time, this stuff that's flowing through. And so that's how it started. And it's so much fun because it's the easiest way that I know of, that I've seen, to, because everybody has different stuff going on. All you guys out there have different stuff going on. Demi has all sorts of things going on, helping all sorts of people. I don't know another time where we would take the time to, talk for an hour or so, whatever it is. It's just about this empowering stuff, and at the same time be able to record it and share it. Like, it's an awesome platform, and it's so inspiring to do, and it's led into a lot of the other things that I'm doing now, and I know we'll get into. But I didn't even know when I started that was going to be so beneficial and impactful for everything that was to come. That's another good reminder for all of us, is the things that we're doing right now, or the things that we've done leading up to right now, have been preparing us, have been, doing some things behind the scenes that we didn't know were going to be helping us on our journey as time goes on. And, I've seen that constantly in my life, and I'm sure you guys out there have as well.
Absolutely. When we ask those empowering questions, me, myself, when I meet a potential, client who wants to change, their lives, transform in the form of personal growth and heal areas in their life, they don't have really a form of an empowered question that they're asking, because usually people are looking at, a plethora, a myriad of different areas of their life that they're looking at that are collapsing, falling apart. And so helping them find what it is that they're really what makes them happy, really what is going to shift their life, and then asking them to find the meaning of how they're going to share that answer with someone else, really gets them into the place where that divine spark, is now, the fan is waving and stoking the flame a little bit. It's so important. And I'm glad you brought that out, because when we're seeking to do so much more, not just in our own interpersonal lives, but just really quick, I'll give you an example of a young lady who, she's in a third week of a 9-week program with me. And she was like, I quit smoking, I quit drinking, and, I don't really have a desire to do this and this. And, and now I'm thinking, I want to do a youth center for children. And, just 3 weeks ago, it was just, I just want to be happy. I'm depressed, and, I don't even know why. I just feel lost and unconnected. And I just want to change how that feels in my life. And literally 3 weeks later, she's just like, we went back over the dreams, goals, and desires and what she deserved. And she literally just wrote out a whole 2 paragraphs of now this beautiful vision for helping children. To get there, you need to ask an empowered question. And where you are right now, like you said today, you don't know what's working behind the scenes, and how she and I met and how she came to meet me. Now she's about to go down the vision of exploring that. But I think the most crucial part of everything that you just said is that we really have to stay present, because when we ask that question, then the universe conspires with your ask to not just give you the answer, but the provisions, the means, and the synchronicity of connectivity to get it done. And I think that's a large part of we want it now, and we want to make it work, and we want to force it together. Like you on your side of the world, and me on mine, I knew that I had this powerful message, and I spend a lot of time doing a lot of things to keep my clients moving forward and my life moving forward. How am I going to get this message out? Like you said, the synchronicity of you seeing that post that day brought us right here, and we still don't know how many more things we asked and what we're looking to do are being forged just in this very moment of us, just still bringing beautiful harmony, joy, and happiness to the lives of others. Where else this is going to take it? It's like it's mind blowing, and I don't even really overly focus on it because I just know that it's going to happen as it's happening. I just want to be in it, living, and I get that same vibe from you. You just want to experience the moments as they're coming together. It's just like they're coming. How they're going to come? It's like, okay, is that that's it? It's so cool, and you just almost can't explain it. So to be on the flip side and watch it through another human being who lives it as well, it's so magnificent. And I try not to overly gush about it, because I know people sometimes are like, yeah, that just doesn't happen to normal people. Like, but it should be happening. It's there for everyone. And so I love that you're bringing nutritionalists and hypnotherapists and yoga and everybody who's got something to share that's going to change the world is just and I look at your feeds all the time, and I'm just like, it's amazing. So not only is it's fabulous, but you're bringing knowledge or new, everyone has their version and their voice of ability to express what it is they're doing that's going to touch and resonate with someone. So it's so cool that these aren't, they're not they're not spiritual celebrities. These are people who are, in my opinion, like myself. We're bone to flesh. We're in the grind of doing these things all day. We're not trying to promote this big successful name of likes and follows, and we're really trying to help humanity. And if those things happen, I'm not opposed to that. But you're bringing to the spotlight people who are experts, gurus, teachers. I mean, they within their own right should be doctorates, and you know what I mean. Like, they're just naturally gifted and super passionate, and they love what they do and who they are, and those things shine. I haven't seen one podcast yet where something did not say, you needed to hear that today. Like, this was a value point, a walk away that you're giving to the world. I can't even express it enough. It's so invaluable. Your impact on humanity. I mean, we're talking philanthropy, Nobel Peace Prize type things in my mind. And I'm like, you're giving so much to people. They really have, if they're not following you, they should be, because what you are bringing to the table is huge in how we're going to change the way we live, the way we feel, the way, the way we're able to connect with life and manifest the life that we want. It's beautiful to watch. It's something that I have been inspiring to do. Now my mind has just been burden free because I know someone out there is doing it. I don't have to try to figure out how to get it done. I just need more people to get on your content. That's kind of what this interview is about now, flowing that funnel of people who are creators, healers, channels, mediums like myself, hands-on healers, Reiki, all of whatever you do, you just love doing it. And I don't have the time. My passion is this thing, and what I bring, but I always just saw hundreds of thousands of people, giving, bartering, trading, and just healing the world through their gifts, talents, and abilities. And I just think it's amazing. So with that being said, we're just going to go right into, universal abundance, because really that's the heart and soul. I mean, you have these amazing superhuman. When I think of superheroes, these are the people right here, who are changing lives daily with these gifts, abilities, and talents, this vision, their passions, giving all their love, all their gratitude, just to change one person at a time. And you've set up this tremendous platform that, in my opinion, when I look at things like YouTube, Patreon, and a lot of people know about Gaia TV. All of these mediums and platforms are great, and I know that the content creators on there are, successful at what they do, and I also know that those content creators, a lot of them that I've got to meet and know, and those that share the same similar passion of healing and devotion to service to humanity, struggle with the balance of life, keeping up with the clients, keeping up with the constant creation of content, and are burning out. I talked to one of my good friends. She's like, and I took 5-6 months off of YouTube just because I was tired. I was exhausted. I needed to recoup. And, she and I had a coach session about it. And then I was just like, there's got to be an easier way. I myself just recently, this year, got on YouTube, because it seemed inspired. And it was, and it is. It's not that it isn't. To bring a message to people who hadn't heard what I have to say and what it is that I do. But at the same time, in the very short period of time that I was creating content, I'm already burned out. It's only February. I'm like, in my mind, I believe that things should be effortlessly flowed from the universe. And then the next thing I know, at the top of February, which is about the last time I actually posted on YouTube, because I literally said it shouldn't have to be this hard. And I believe that this, and this. So show me a better way to get this done. And then in comes, Mr. Noel Strand. And so I want you to tell us a little bit about universal abundance, because from the way where I sit, not only are creators, and correct me if I'm wrong, not only are the content creators that I see, I hate to use this word, but I'm going to have to, hustling, grinding. Those words are negative words in my soul. So when they're doing these things to bring in or maintain a certain level of income, they are over contented and trying to manage, and not even the overwork of the content drive to maintain and gather more subscriberships based on YouTube's platform of where they can be. But then they also have to, if they want to maintain the engagement, then they also have to respond to the people. then they have to take the clients that they're getting from them. But then, and yes, they're giving and healing, but from where I sit, not only is that going to happen on your platform, but the people that are participating, following, and liking the content, they're also going to receive residual income just for being on your platform. So tell me, just tell us all actually a little bit more about how this is a win-win for both sides, the content creators and the people who are following those content creators.
Absolutely.
What's that like?
Absolutely. I love it. And I appreciate you sharing all that, Demi. If you guys can't, I don't think I'm too dark to see me blush, but Demi's been making me blush the whole time, saying so many beautiful things, and I'm reflecting that back to you. But really, it goes back to just asking the question. And I think all of us, when Demi mentioned, especially for those of you guys out there that are, your desire is to continue to make an impact on humanity and whatever level, doing whatever it is that you do. That question is something where I ask the universe, how can we together help the light bulb come on for even more people? And at the same time, not have to ask, do I have the time to do it as much as I want to do it, or on the level I want to do it, or do I have the money to do it on the level that I want to do it, or how I want to do it? Because these are questions that, living in this physical world, a lot of us have asked at one point in our lives, or may still be asking now. Do I have the time? Do I have the money? Because we're, and just like what Demi said, like I believe and know to be true. And for me, a knowing is stronger than just a belief. Like a knowing is just, this is just who we are. Like it's just to our fabric of our core. We know that this life doesn't have to be a struggle or a strain or a hustle or, all of these things, that it can be with the ease and flow. Because when we're connected with who and what we truly are, it is ease and flow. And so then the question is just, how can it be this ease and flow? And that's been the ongoing question that I've had for years now. And it's beautiful to receive different pieces that I'm ready for, starting with, some things even before the podcast, but where we started in this conversation with the podcast, that was a part of it. And then now with Universal Abundance, this is the answer that has come very strongly from the universe to me in downloads through meditation. And even the name Universal Abundance, call it this, was what I was shown. And it is just exactly that. It's where we can help the light bulb come on for humanity like we're all doing. Because every single one of you out there watching, regardless if you're a life coach or a healer or a spiritual teacher or whatever you're doing, even if you're working a normal job and you've never even thought about teaching, we all have things that we can share when we're connected with this energy of all it is, of the universe, that can inspire, impact, and uplift anyone that is, being able to hear and learn from those things. Because we all have different life experiences, and we're all just different expressions of the same non-physical energy. And, that's how it always, will be. And so once I saw this, I just said, well, let's create something that continues to give people awareness, which, there's so much information from awesome creators like Demi, myself, and, in the form of videos and of live streams and all of these things, where we can not only help people have the awareness, have the light bulb come on, but also something that isn't very accessible unless you're in an individual creator's like private, membership group. You don't really have access to live, Q&As where we're being able to actually help people connect the dots, where they see this awesome video that you created, or maybe they've read your book, but can they get on a live stream and, think about their life experience and say, what is it? What's going on here? What is this? This is why coaching is so valuable, because people can actually connect the dots in their own lives because they're living a different life experience. So I was like, if we can give them that, both those elements, the awareness and the access to, powerful conversations like this, where they can actually ask questions, we're having tons and tons of workshops right now with all sorts of different people, a lot of the people that I've been collaborating with on the podcast, that creates something so valuable. And I can't think of anything that would be more valuable besides being able to get into like person-to-person live events, which that is also an element of it. So these are the most valuable things that I could see as far as us being able to help humanity, along with our own example, which is the most powerful, thing that we can do for anybody, is just by living it, by being the light. I said, well, if we create that, then we can monetize this in a way where we do have that ease and flow, where life is no longer about how many clients do I need this month to be able to create my lifestyle? How many hours do I have to go work at this job to be able to create my lifestyle? Life doesn't have to be that way for us. If we create something valuable enough, we can just call the abundance to it every single month, every single year, forever. And if you had anybody out there listening If when you woke up on the first day of the month, you already knew that you had more than enough coming in already without taking one client, without working 1 hour of additional work, unless you wanted to. And if you want to, if you have the desire to, then do it, but you're not doing it now for the money or because you have to, you're doing it because you're inspired to. And that's part of your vision and part of your journey and why you're here. And that's the space that I want to be able to see everybody out there be able to live from, because then the question is, when that's already taken care of, the new question is, what am I most inspired to do? What sounds most fulfilling? What sounds most fun? How do I want to live while I'm here, knowing that tomorrow's not promised to any of us? So let me ask the question of what just sounds most exciting. Who do I want to spend my time with? Where do I want to travel to? All these questions that we want to be able to ask without asking this follow-up question that a lot of us have had to ask in our lives, and maybe you're still asking now. Do I have the time or do I have the money to do that? And we never feel really good when the answer to that question right now is no. And then we become anxious trying to figure out, well, let me just go put in some more work. Let me hustle some more. Let me get some more clients. Let me put in some more hours. And it's ongoing for a lot of us as long as we're here. So for me, you can't tell me that we can all be doing have anything. That can't be a knowing. And for me not to ask the question of, well, how can this be? How can we create this lifestyle that all of us want? So that's just been the only question that I care to ask. And the answers keep coming. And that's what this looks like now. So there's awareness, there's access to powerful conversations and powerful people like Demi and I and so many others from around the world. And then the monetization part of it is, if this sounds like something that you're inspired to be a part of, that you want to add to as far as your creation, anybody out there, when people are adding content to the community, I say, if you feel like what you're sharing will impact and uplift even one person, didn't that make the entire community, the Universal Abundance platform, didn't it make it more powerful? Of course, if it's uplifting even one person. So we're encouraging everybody to share. It's not a requirement, but if you're inspired to, definitely add to all that is when it comes to this platform, this community. And so that creates something valuable enough to where now we can monetize this in a monthly membership. You want me to go into details on the how all the finances work, or what do you want me to explain on that? But that what I just described there, that's the gist. That's the question and that's the answer. So if that probably sounds very valuable, and it's very easy to monetize anything once you create enough value, because again, it's just calling the abundance to it now in the most effective, intelligent way for 2020 and beyond. And there may be some more ways coming that we can make it even more easy and more valuable that we don't even see created yet. But right now, with all the technology that exists, it's very easy to monetize something that is that valuable, that can turn the light bulb on for anybody in humanity that is called to it, that is ready to receive the information and the access that we're sharing. So,
okay, wonderful. That's beautiful. So, I'm just going to use myself as an example. People are reaching out to me all the time via my website. Private messages between Instagram and Facebook, and I don't even have time to just maintain my own social media, let alone shoot videos, edit videos, and post them to YouTube. I just literally cannot find the time anymore, simply because, number one, I have a daytime job. I work 40 hours a week. I also go to school at night. And so I'm actually earning, more certifications. Actually, I just was online last night looking at another school in another state I'm going to travel to do, because it's so important to all the work that I'm doing. I just want to enhance, any modality that I'm inspired to. So, to be able to post on the day that you just happen to be looking was just like the synchronicity of the universe. As I can't tell you, I can't even keep up with my own social media. So for me, and I'll give you an example. I do my own workshops. They're on my website. I just pulled them up, and I'm looking at my dates here, and so there's some. I'll just say, healing your past to manifest your future is one of the workshops that I have. Freedom from family drama. It's a soul retrieval, cutting cords on ancestral healing. And then like my EFT tap your way to abundance. So as my own content that I advertise and that I do for people, I did, for an example, I said, okay, if I do 5 workshops, brand new ones every quarter, it would cost someone who wanted to take all of my workshops about $600 a year. And so, in looking at it, oh, by the way, just so that everyone is clear, I'm also now a member of this community myself, and I'm excited to be able to switch this platform over from where these are pre-recorded videos, so that people can engage with me and be able to ask questions. That's what I'm hearing you say. That here I don't have to wait like YouTube. I would have to wait till I had X amount of subscribers to actually communicate with people live. That's one of the guidelines in YouTube. I know Patreon works a little bit differently. But so not only can they get all of my content for less than half, because I've already done the math annually, so they could get 30 different workshops for less than half the cost of what it would cost if they came through me personally. But now they're getting to engage with me. And on top of that, if they refer someone to the community, then they themselves would receive a residual income. So I'm just making sure that's what I heard correctly.
Absolutely. So the monetization is very, very, very simple because, for people like Demi that are sharing, so graciously sharing content into the community, there's so much content as is, and there's more and more and more because I'm collaborating with so many awesome human beings that are doing this work that the content is in abundance. So there's never going to be, if somebody's inspired to participate in what we're doing, like there'll just be light bulb moment after light bulb moment as much as you're inspired to get. Like there's an abundance of that. And so like the monetization part, we've turned it into a monthly membership for somebody to participate. And I wanted to make sure that nobody was outpriced. Like I wanted, even if you're a college student that, doesn't have a ton of money coming in, you can still participate in getting the awareness, and you can bring in a nice, income for, college, or a full-time income where you're totally free. And like residual income, if you've never experienced it out there, is what I described as when you wake up on the first of the month, if you already know that you have enough coming in to where you can do whatever you want, that is the most freeing feeling on the planet. And I wanted to make sure that that was an element. So how do you do that? Very simple. The lowest, the basic membership in the Universal Abundance community is only $20 a month. And so you're an active member. You pay $20 this month. You have access to all the live streams, all the workshops, all the video content, everything that's there. And you're an active member, then you can also be paid to refer other active members to the community. And the way that looks is because we're paying out 50% of everybody that you invite to also participate in the community, you get a free affiliate link. They could just sign up right on that link. You invite 2 people to join the community, your $20 a month is already free. So what happens if you invite more than 2 people? It's just pure residual income after that, because for people that are getting the value from this and they're seeing their lives enhanced, and they're also very, very appreciative of, wow, like I can bring in an income, like they're going to be active in this community for probably the rest of their lives. Like there's no one that is going to cancel a $20 membership, especially if you've referred a few people and you're making a few $100s a month coming in every month, and your only requirement to be involved just to stay active. Like you're going to stay active, but we want to take it a step further, because I know if I invite Demi, and Demi's actually already done this, invites people to participate in the community, well, none of those people would know about the community if I hadn't invited Demi. So instead of just the 50% of Demi's monthly membership that I get for inviting her, now for those people, Demi is going to earn 50% of their memberships, which is starting residual income coming into her. But then I'm going to get 25% of those monthly memberships because I invited Demi. And that's how it really multiplies to the point where somebody could just invite a few people to the community, and this could multiply all the way up to a 6-figure residual income or greater very quickly. Like this is why it was created. Again, these are questions that I asked as far as how can I monetize this so that people can be totally free and be able to just ask the question of what sounds most fun, what sounds most fulfilling. And there's additional 2 levels to the membership as well, so that someone can get even more advanced information. Because like a lot of Demi's courses, for instance, that she just described, like you wouldn't really be ready for those until you got some of the basic things that you need to become aware of that she's sharing and that other people are sharing. So for people that are ready for that, and also to be able to monetize even more and to give you more exclusive access to the live streams, because maybe you get on a live stream on the basic, the membership, the $20 level, maybe there's 20 people or 40 people or 50 people or 100 people or a few hundred people on the live stream. Well, if you come into the more advanced portion, there's probably not going to be as many people. So you have more intimate access. So you can make sure that you get all of your questions answered and all of these things. And so that is, instead of $20 a month, there's a $100 a month section. And I tell people, don't even participate until you're ready with that. If you're already making a few $100s a month with us and you're like, wow, I want to get some advanced stuff and I want to even monetize this even more, well, then come join the $100 a month part of the platform. And now your income can 5x. Because again, the only requirement to get paid is just to be an active member of that part of the membership. So I don't want to get too complicated on the numbers, but just know that the way that it monetizes out, you introduce 5 people that get really excited about what we're talking about today. They want to see the light bulb come on for them, that know they can be, do, and have anything, that want to go out there and do what's most fun, do what's most fulfilling for them in their lives. Literally 5 people that are that excited about this, that want to participate in workshops like we've been talking about. That for any single person could scale up to where you're totally free forever. And you have a residual income coming in for the rest of your life to where your life just becomes about asking that question. And if you want to know how the specifics on that, I'm happy to always talk about numbers. I always try to give as much so that people can get the idea on things like this. But I know a lot of people aren't like numbers driven or don't really care about that. They're just excited about the fulfilling parts that we're talking about. But just know that any information that you want on any of this stuff, I'm happy to share. Because I have it all, it's all worked out and everything like tracks, and it's a beautiful thing when you can just share something that you would share with someone anyway because it's empowered and uplifted you, and you would do it for free because that's what we do as human beings. We share things with people that have impacted us. But in this case, you don't have to do it for free. Like you can do it and create the freedom in your life that any of us have always wanted, because you can't tell me, any of you out there listening to this live right now or watching this on replay, that it wouldn't be really fun to wake up every day for the rest of your life and only ask yourself 2 questions. What sounds most fulfilling and what sounds most fun to do? And then just go do it. Like, don't have to think about anything else other than that. No can I's, no should I's, no do I have the time or money to I's. None of that. Just do it. Because that's how we're all designed to live. And we confused ourselves over the years thinking that that's not possible, that we have to go work the amount of hours, we have to have an amount of clients. I'm here to tell you that none of us do. We do not have to do that in 2020 and beyond. And we have right now the connection. Look what we're doing right now. There's people on here from all over the world watching this, and we can all do that if we just choose to collaborate and help each other. So,
absolutely, and well said. And simple is best. When I first heard it, and I'm just gonna share my thoughts. I immediately knew, because it was something that I was seeking to do. I saw it, I knew it was possible, and I believe that it is a mandatory thing, and Noel and I have talked about my backstory in it. So when I heard it, I knew that this was the answer. It resonated with me. And I think you say something that's really super beautiful. If you're inspired to, and I've talked to some people one-on-one about it, and I said, hey, I'm not in sales. And so if, I'm just saying this was something that I recommend that you look into, and here's why. And if it doesn't inspire you or resonate with you, sure, great. But and then ask yourself, are you, even as a content creator, are you, I know that everyone that I know is grateful to be able to be in the positions that they're in, helping heal humanity. But if you're not happy, if you don't have the balance, and you just said so beautifully and eloquently, we're all designed to want to live and thrive and enjoy the exuberance of life, and when you are bogged down, tied to the notion of, like I have to have X amount of clients to produce X amount of money to do this. And even in that thought, the more I engaged in the concept of what this is, I said, this is absolutely not the answer to things that I saw. This is the answer to me getting the most information into and light and love and gratitude and peace and joy and healing into the world, but also give me the freedom of time. And although I know for a fact that time is an illusion, when you are encompassed by appointments, time becomes a reality because those appointments are done by time. Or when you have to meet with people, or like you just mentioned a few minutes ago, even having the time to be able to connect and share and, energize and give that dynamic exchange back and forth, these things take time. So although I know it's an illusion, I still want to have my own. And this morning I woke up and said, I got to figure out a better better way. And every time I hear it, I hear the words universal abundance. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's get ready. Let's do this because I want to be able to enjoy my life. And I love travel. I love getting out there meeting people. I have a 6-year-old who also wants to go places and do things, and we've already made a commitment to do this 9-day thing. And I'm just excited for other people. I'm not even excited for myself. I'm just excited because I know that I've envisioned it, and I want people to better be able to understand. You don't have to be a content creator in order to participate in a community that you're already participating in. Except right now you don't have an investment in it, and I mean things like YouTube, like Patreon, and other things that you're engaging in and that you're seeking in. And there's some other companies, and I'm not the type of person to disparage anyone and where they are inspired to go and be. But if you're also spending a lot of money on your personal growth, then you should really be paying attention to the fact that not only are you going to still grow, learn, you're going to engage with multiple different types of people. You can get almost all your needs met right here, but you're also, most importantly, going to be capitalizing on a residual income. And the more, this is the thought that I had also. I want everyone to hear this. There's no selling of anything. I've been in multi-level marketing companies and in the past, and one I love, I still buy their products because their products are so amazing. But then, you're not selling goods and wares, and, you're not having to meet up with a bunch of people and throw parties and, now divide your time between work just to get this income. I want to be clear about that. If you invite someone and they sign up, or they don't, if you just talk about what you're learning, where you're growing, the things that changed your life by being a part of this community, you are naturally just going to inspire people just by talking about it. Because we do talk about everything that we're doing on social media. It's a great way for people just to even look at it. And it just, in sharing a link is all you have to do. We're not talking about, doing these type of interviews. This is just something that I was inspired to do because I understand it in such an intrinsic way. Not only are we going to heal people, but we're going to put money in their pockets. 1 + 1 = fun. To me, living your life, getting out from that stress, that anxiety, that pressure, that worry, that fear of just the 9-to-5 drive. And those who know me personally know that I just personally went through a big shakeup in my personal finances because I lost my job in October. And so I know that it only takes, and I'm a single mother. So, if you're a 2-income family, when one of those incomes is shifted, that can put you in a tailspin. And I promise you, people were like, you don't seem stressed about this at all. Like, you just seem, because of who I am and where I'm at in my journey. And I'm grateful that I was able to, keep creating and didn't shut down. But for most people, this is an extraordinary thing. I have no money, I have children, or I don't have enough money, I have children, but I'm working every day. It's, at a job that is sucking the life out of me because I hate being there. These are things that people say to me all the time, so I know it's happening to not just 1 or 10 people. It's happening to just about everyone. So this is something that to me just makes sense. We spend money on Starbucks coffee and things to replace the spiritual growth in the place where we're fulfilled. And trust me, and I love Starbucks, so I'm guilty, but I just love coffee. So it's not a filler, but a lot of times we're spending money just to feel good, to feel like we've earned the right to be at our jobs every day. We're living out of balance. And this to me just makes so much beautiful sense, because not only are you going to get mountains of categories, just like if you were dropping in on YouTube, Gaia TV, or any of these other types of platforms, you don't have to be a content creator to participate in an abundance driven platform that just by you engaging in it. This is the sheer genius of this man. I just want everyone to know that this is just the sheer genius of what he asked from the universe to do, not just for himself, but to provide abundance to whomsoever is inspired to just be a member and share the knowledge, the wisdom, the transformations, the personal growth. I mean, I just can't, my mind can't wrap around it. This is why I'm thinking Nobel Peace Prize, like philanthropy prizes in the world. Like, this is just so incredibly awesome.
You just inspired me to share something real quick, Demi. You know what this is? And for anybody out there, and I want you to ask yourselves a question, because would be smart, if anybody wants the freedom that we've described in this conversation, as far as, for the rest of your life, just being able to live however you're inspired to live, because you already have all the money that you ever want and need coming in. What would be smart for anybody out there to create, and this is how this all came about, is to have some type of monthly membership, some type of monthly revenue coming in that you can count on. Here's the challenge with that, because you mentioned a friend of yours that was burnt out doing Patreon, which is an example, which is an account where if you give value, you give whatever you're giving to that community, then people can say, oh, yeah, I'll pay $20 a month, or yeah, I'll pay $40 a month, or whatever it is, and they can participate. They can basically support the content that you're sharing. Here's the challenge with that. You are going to have to create this content ongoing, almost daily, if not weekly or monthly. Like, you're going to be creating content, because if you stop creating content, why am I paying $20 now? Why am I paying $40? So now your income stops. So it's not an ongoing forever thing. So that's like, you're going to have to do that forever. And there's people out there, awesome. You have content to create and you want to do that. And you're like, I'll just create content every day for the rest of my life. All good. Like, whatever you're inspired to do. And there's a lot of you out there that are like, I don't even know what I would put on a monthly thing to where I would do this. I don't kind of create content now, and I don't want to create all this content. So that's not even an option for a lot of, people out there. And then let's take it a step further. Even the people that are on, that are paying this monthly membership on Patreon or anywhere else where there's a monthly membership, they don't have the capability of freeing themselves. They're not making any money from it. Like, they're appreciating the value, so they're happily paying, which people do. That's what we all see as far as normal. Like, we find something that's valuable and we pay for it. If we pay for it every month because we find it that valuable, awesome. So I was like, well, we can do better than that, because what if I want to take a month off or 2 months off? What if you don't want to work for 3 months? What if you want to enjoy? Now your whole monthly, your monthly income that you just created has to go away? That's no fun. So why not collaborate because I know that all of us have beautiful things to share that can impact each other. So if you collaborate with enough people, then it doesn't matter about just one person's content or two people's content when you have dozens or hundreds or thousands of people that are contributing, making the entire creation more valuable. It's not about one individual anymore. And so you never have to worry about, oh my gosh, I haven't posted today, or oh my gosh, I haven't created content this month. It's okay. There's plenty of content. Create when you're inspired to create, or don't ever create. It's okay. You can still learn and participate and just bring your beautiful energy there. And then the second element of, wow, well, if this is when you're inside of this community, this is your community. It's not mine. It's not Demi's. It's a community. It's for everyone. So now you actually own something that is valuable enough to monetize it to where you don't have to just pay a monthly thing. You can actually get the value and you can share the value, which again, we want to do as human beings anyways. Anybody out there that's read a good book, you probably told some people about it, or eaten at a good restaurant or watched a good movie, you probably told some people about it. Did you get free books or free movies or free restaurant, free dinners? Like, we can all share in the abundance. That's how we're all created. That's what life is about. It's abundances, and there's more than enough for all of us. And so these are just like, it just seems obvious that, and I believe more and more this will happen. So regardless if you guys want to be involved with universal abundance or not, like, ask yourself, how can I create something valuable enough to where I can call a monthly income into it, where now it's not requiring your time anymore? And that's the challenging part, is like not requiring your time. So I was like, well, to do that best, I feel, is where we are in 2020, because we have technology like this, Zoom and Facebook. Like, I'm live streaming right now on like 8 platforms with one click of a button. And so, like, we have the technology and we have the people out there already doing the work, sharing the knowledge, sharing the wisdom and the inspiration. So if we just come together and help each other, all of us can be free. It's not a challenge to do it. It's just a matter of, I didn't even think about this. I wasn't even aware of this. And all it takes for any of us is to have any of us ask these powerful questions. This is how we started this conversation, and receive the powerful answers. And then all of us can be benefited by it. And that's really what universal abundance is. So happy you inspired that part out of me.
And the amazing, beautiful part is this: when I heard the name, Universal Abundance Co., I'm like, how genius. And I've been in marketing and I've been in sales. I'm still currently in sales in my professional life. But how genius, because I believe wholeheartedly in the power of manifestation, manifesting in universal abundance, but then to make this the name of the company, because we're talking about and all the concepts of universal law: effortless streaming, giving to humanity, sharing, caring, loving, building, growing, and then everyone is receiving the freedom of time. That's the first freedom that you just mentioned, but the freedom of financial obligations releases you to be able to be a better human in the world. Because when we're not ball and chain tied to the place where we have been told this is how we receive, our income, it's so freeing to, I ask, because crazy enough, this is another empowering question that I ask my clients in the consult. If you didn't have money, worries, fears, concerns, who would you be? Who would you be? What would you do? Who are you without money, worries, fears and stresses? Who would you be without this belief, that belief? Who would you be? And a lot of times we just don't know, because we have accepted that these belief systems are the way to go. Now, I already know how I'm going to move into the community of universal abundance, because it makes sense to me. And, I'd like to just open up the end of this, because I can't really, I've been trying to see who's on. I have seen someone commenting, but I haven't been able to comment. I do want to end on this very powerful question, because we started off with you saying, I asked a very powerful question. I ask my clients empowering questions. I ask myself empowering questions all day long. Is this what you want? Is this what you want to create? Is this going to fit into your life the way that you're, I look at every little nuance of what's happening in my environment, because if it doesn't feel good, then I know I'm in control and I'm the authority of it. So I need to figure out where in me I need to release that thing and be okay with that. So I'd like to wrap up, if that's okay with you, with it, with an empowering question here. Who would you be with freedom of time? Who would you be with access to, a secondary income that you did not have to work to gain a benefit, profit, an extra stream of income, even if it's $300 to $500? But then who also would you be with unlimited access to any type of topic that could change your life. And why wouldn't you want to share that with someone else? A family member, a coworker in need, someone that you see in life that needs a boost that you may not be able to provide them with your own wisdom, knowledge, and understandings, but guide them to a place that's bringing you so much value. It just makes sense. And then my last and final question is, or statement is, if you see this and this inspires you in any way, not just to join Universal, Abundance, but if you are a collaborator, creator, please reach out to Noel Strand. All of his links are there. I'm going to be sharing it on other platforms that I'm on. If you're inspired and want to get, your gift, your talent, your passion, your dream of bringing something to humanity, please reach out to him. If you'd like to have a conversation with us, I'm reachable. He's reachable. Again, I'm Demi Black. Most of my content is streaming at I Am Powered by Love on Instagram, Facebook. My Facebook pages all have crazy names, so you can always reach out to me on my personal profile. It is public, but please reach out. We'd be more than happy to have a 15-minute three-way conversation with you about it, or even chat with you about it right on Facebook. It's the easiest platform to do that from. But if you have any questions, or if you were just inspired, please reach out to either of us. We're easy people to talk to, and we're easy to reach and find with all these mediums. You can also find Noel at Noel Strand on Instagram and Facebook as well, and all of his other platforms. All that information is there on all of our profiles. But let this resonate with your spirit. See if you've asked how I can better, provide for my family, because the craziest thing about the questions and the prayers and the meditations that we put out there, we're so not used to getting the answers. We don't really realize the opportunity, because then we go shoot. And I had this happen in a conversation just recently where the person asked me, we meditated, and I said, you don't see something came into their life as a manifestation of opportunity. It was a window of synchronicity. And I said, and you don't see this as, well, I believe she immediately shifted into what she knows to be true. Well, either you let go of what you have already know does not work for you, it's no longer serving you, to step into the effortless flow of universal abundance, which is why I love this name, because that's how the universe works. When you ask, be prepared for the answer. So if this at all resonates with your spirit, if this sounds like something you're just curious to know more about, how do I not have to work 2 or 3 jobs? Because I know a single mom of 3 children working 2 jobs. She has no help and no support. This might be something that you can say, I think I just want to know a little bit more how this can help me. And so that's universalabundance.co. You can also go straight there, but I know that Noel is more than willing to answer any questions that you may have about it. And if you want to connect through me or him, you can DM us both on Facebook as well as Instagram. Did you want to add anything? I don't want to stop talking, but I just, I've got clients and things, I got to get prepared for that. Or else we could sit here and we can do this all day,
You said it beautifully. And yes, open invitation. This probably is the first time you've heard of Universal Abundance. Won't be the last. So, the universe will keep bringing into your attention things that are the answers to the questions that we've asked, like Demi just mentioned. And I smile so big when a lot of times we don't expect the answer to come. And the universe is constantly answering us. It's just a matter of asking the question and be like, I'm really excited now to receive the answer. Then you don't have to second guess because you've been expecting it. And so if this is an inspiration and an answer for you, like Demi said, we're very easy to get in contact with. I'm super easy to get in contact with. This is my favorite subject to talk about on the planet because it's really the only thing that I'm asking the universe right now. So if you are inspired by it, then we're meant to talk. Just like I was meant to meet Demi, might be meant to meet you as well, and be able to inspire each other and uplift humanity together. And every single person on the planet is invited. Like there's no one that is not invited. I don't care how old you are, what age you are, what language you speak. Like everybody is invited. So I appreciate you, Demi, for doing this conversation. And inspiring all this stuff out of both of us. It's been awesome. Totally Demi's idea, and I really appreciate it. I'm always happy to participate in all this stuff.
I, and really quick, I want to share this one last little nugget. I had mentioned to Noel that I have a spiritual abundant. So I'm a spiritual abundant life coach, and my program is called Mind Engineering Consciousness. And we did a 3-day workshop of how that looks of letting go and healing things. And it's a 9-week program. Some people extend that out. They have an option to do that if they like. And my program is currently on sale. For example, for the 9 weeks, you get an hour and a half of one-on-one coaching, plus another half hour of videos sent to you in your email inbox to keep you through the whole week. So you get like 2 separate coaching sessions for a total of 2 hours. It's 9 weeks, and I charge $2,500 for that from my own website, which is IamPoweredByLove.com. And I was talking with a multitude of people this week, and I told this to Noel, and I've been saying it for a really long time. I've always wanted to bring the price of my own package down because I want to make it, you said, affordable to the college student. So I started off the new year running that as $1,000. And so now it's at $1,800, and shortly here it's going to go back up to $2,500. And people who know me on any of my social media platforms, I don't market or write for the engagement of the sale, the funnel thing that we've all heard. I just write pure love. But I know for a fact that I'm going to be offering the Mind Engineering program, the entire program, at the mastermind level, or I'm not sure what the highest level is there for anybody. That's the rate that it's always felt comfortable for me, for people to do. And that's where this is going to be segued also into this platform, Universal Abundance. The shifts that people have had, Noel got to meet a couple of my clients that are currently or have either been on it or in it. I have people in it now. It's just an amazing program that puts you right into the dynamic flow of present moment, universal abundance, manifesting power. It's in us. And the fact that we can share and give this information and this enlightenment, this love, this joy, and this instant movement of money. And so we're talking, you sign up 30 days later, if you've got people that have followed you that you referred, you're going to see that in the next month. Like, it's not, 6 months you're waiting to see how this pays out. It's immediate. So I wanted to share that with you, that's ultimately where I'm going. I'm going to scale. I'm going to scale up. So follow me as I scale up in Universal Abundance, along with all the other content creators. And if you're a content creator who knows me and you're doing all these platforms, you've just heard it for yourself. Please reach out to Noel, and love, light, peace, and blessings to all. It's a beautiful day.
That's true.
Everything is well and wonderful. So I'm going to leave with that. And did you want to add anything else?
No, that you said it. You said it perfectly. Sending love and light to all you guys, and we'll connect again. Sending positive vibes until we connect again. And I'm excited for every single person that just sees a vision for themselves and sees a vision for humanity. And it's what excites me more than anything in life is the adventure of who's going to be a part of my vision. Who am I going to be a part of their vision? And how can we all collaborate and create all of this beautiful love and light that we're sharing with the world together. And we can do that right now in 2020 and beyond better than ever. We can always do it. We just, we're all making it more and more easy for us with this technology and, being able to collaborate and connect. So I'm excited for the adventure of life. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend if you're watching this live. And we'll talk to you guys really soon. I appreciate you, Demi. This has been so fun. It's always fun flowing with you. So I look forward to many more flows of energy coming up here very soon.
It's exciting stuff. Thank you for allowing me and being open to it. I just thought it was you're doing all this interviewing and connecting, sharing others what you're bringing to humanity and into life itself is showing people how quickly the universe can respond to your desires, your needs, and manifesting. So I just said we got to let people hear this from you now.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. It's fun. I will share anytime, anywhere. So you're out there, you want to interview me for anything? I'm very easy to. I will flow up this love and light through me. I will connect and just ask whatever you want, and it will flow out. I'm not thinking about anything. I love it. So awesome. You guys have an amazing day. And Demi, I appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon and talk to everybody out there soon. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. I just stopped.